Okay, show of hands. Who didn't leave the couch today? Feels good, doesn't it? But sometimes it's stressful. After 6 months, you forget the highs and lows of a football Sunday. Fantasy teams, survivor pools. My wife says football makes me crazy. Well, today I put a camera in my office to find out. All right, NFL Sunday, here we go. Wentz to Aguilar.
Now he fires downfield.
Touchdown. Who started him? This guy.
58 yards.
Refresh, refresh, refresh. Yay.
In trouble. Lets it fly deep. Wide open is Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper. I have him on my other team. Bet $20 on the Browns plus 9.5? Yeah, why not? 2-0 bet 200.
Is blocked into the end zone.
Hey, honey, remember that $200 we were saving for our anniversary? Browns score. Never mind. Buying you a new purse.
On 3rd and 10, rush is coming. Tozine steps up and throws.
Go.
Intercepted.
Go.
Jermaine
Go.
Johnson.
Go.
Down the sideline.
Go.
Touchdown.
Ram defense. Woo!
Touchdown.
Woo! That's how you do it. Looks totally normal to me. That was my football Sunday. Here's the highlights. Eagles at Redskins. You saw the good. Here's the bad. New cornerback Ronald Darby dislocates his ankle. He'd be carted off the field. Eagles lose their #1 corner. So we go to the fourth quarter. Eagles by 5. This seals it. Kirk Cousins hit as he throws. Ruled a fumble. Fletcher Cox scores. Eagles win 30-17 the final. Ravens Bengals. Hope you didn't start Andy Dalton in fantasy. If you did, you had a bad time. Pick in the first, pick in the second. Ravens force 5 turnovers. Baltimore wins 20-0. Steelers at Cleveland. Yes, the Browns covered the spread, but Jesse James and the Steelers win 2 touchdowns for the Penn State alum. Steelers win 21-18, and speaking of Penn State.
Is that a safety? Mighty close. Yes, it is.
Is that a rivalry? No one knows. Penn State beats Pitt 33-14 in front of the 7th biggest crowd in Beaver Stadium history. What a difference a year makes. Last season, we all made a big deal out of this game. Penn State and James Franklin had to win. Turns out he didn't. Why? Because they treat every game the same. We'll get to those comments in a second, but first, a recap. 109,898. That's your attendance for round 2 of the renewed rivalry. Grant Haley set the tone right off the bat. The defense was not going to be beat. Yes, Pitt dominated time of possession, but in James Franklin's words, time of possession is an overrated stat, especially with Saquon Barkley. Second half, Barkley puts the game away. Penn State clearly the better team. After the game, Franklin's sounding like he knows it.
Overall, really good. A lot of different individual things I could talk about, but most important is we're 1-0 this week, and we were able to get a win. You know, that's what this was for us, guys. I know last year for their win it was like the Super Bowl, but for us this was just like beating Akron. You can interpret it however you want. I've been saying for 2 years that each win is like the Super Bowl for us. So you can interpret it however you want. Last week, we beat Akron, and it was a great win. This win, we beat Pittsburgh, and it was a great win. This win is no more significant for us than last week. So you can interpret it however you want. I've been saying this for 3 years. Each win stands alone.
Whew! James, with the hot take. As you can imagine, those comments are getting some play. Beating Pitt is like beating Akron? All right, let me defend James for a second. You can't win with the media. If he says beating Pitt is a big deal, we say you should beat Pitt. Then we crush him if there's a letdown next week. He says it's just another game. We say, oh, come on. So I get it, but he's kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth. Last year, their win was like the Super Bowl. For us, it's like beating Akron. That's kind of a shot, right? Well, the players having some trouble deciding how they feel, too.
What it means to me is another win on the schedule. When they won last year, I think it was a little too much. They just were too excited. They act like it was week 2. They act like they won the national championship.
Me personally, I felt like I wanted revenge. I want to say they're a rivalry at all.
Okay, I think I get it. It wasn't a big deal, but you wanted revenge. Guys, it's okay to admit you care. And they definitely care about this. Oklahoma and Ohio State. Baker Mayfield and the Sooners upset the Buckeyes 31-16 Saturday. Not only did they win, Mayfield literally planted his flag on Ohio State's field. Well, the new AP Top 25 released today. Oklahoma planted firmly at number 2. USC leaps Penn State after beating Stanford. Ohio State drops to 8. But this one opens the door for Penn State. Of course, they'll be taking it 1 week at a time. And ultimately, rankings this early in the season don't really matter. Penn State's season will be decided against Ohio State and Michigan in consecutive weeks. And Amanda, I'm exhausted.
You had fun with sports tonight.
I had fun, but I have a migraine. I literally
please.
have a root canal scheduled in the morning. But I couldn't be happier.
All I hear is a bunch of whining, Pat. That's all I hear.
Play like a champion.
Get your head in the game.
That's right.